welcome everybody to the first ever Rue is a Dating Game show brought to you by Dynasty. In front of you guys now are our three brave male volunteers who decided to join us for this for fun event, just to kind of mix up the events a little bit, because Rue events so far have been a bit of kind of this pay to win aspect. So it's we were just looking for something that's actually fun, that's actually a little bit more lighthearted and a lot lighter on the wallet. So we're gonna go ahead and start off here. So how this is going to work, let me explain to you guys what the mechanics are going to be. So usually we would have 5 male contestants and we would have 1 mystery female contestant, right? So it's all gonna have to be about the personality, and see if the guys like her personality, if they kind of mesh a little well. No physical appearances, kind of like how the voice works, where it's just all who the person is, not what the person looks like. That's how we're gonna do it. And then a little added twist. This is what we call the Marites 5. If you guys don't know what Marites means, it's those aunties that you guys are in your neighborhood always gossiping with each other.
The Marites, nature's CCTV camera.
And what their job is going to be is they're going to listen in on the questions that I'm going to be asking the female and the male contestants. And then after all the questions are said and done, what we are going to do is we're going to pull the female contestant and the Marites 5 down into this channel that you see on the left over here, and they're gonna go ahead and give advice, kind of like wingmanning almost to our female contestant here, giving them their advice, what they think. Maybe they'll roast the male contestants if they have to. The male contestants are aware of this fact. It's been presented to them before, so it's not anything underhanded or anything like that. It's just all for fun, and it's just all for entertainment. All right. So before we go ahead with the questions, guys, would you like to just kind of give a short introduction of who you are, your name, and or IGN? You don't have to say your actual name. Let's start off with okay. First volunteer, Linker.
Oh, because I coughed. Okay. Yes, I am Linker.
And where are you from?
And I am from Brazil.
Brazil. All right. And then next one, which is M2KY.
Hello everyone. My name is M2KY, aka Travis. I'm from California.
California. All right.
Yeah, that's all you guys need to really know.
Yeah. All right. So our third contestant, last but not least.
Hi guys. I am Nick Farts. I am from Malaysia.
Farts is from Malaysia. Okay. All right. So for our mystery person, this is if you would just like to say hi. You don't need to introduce yourself, obviously, because that would end the mystery. Just say hi, and then I am gonna go ahead and ask you the first question.
Hi there.
Oh.
In the midst of the crowds and the shapes in the clouds, I don't see nobody but you.
Question number 1. This is for our mystery person, our female contestant. So what is it? Is there anything off the top of your head, right? The first 3 things that you think of, just go ahead and say them out loud. What do you look for in a girl or a guy?
For me, someone that I can communicate with. Also, I want someone that has humor, funny, and has height.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay,
my.
I win on that point.
Okay, so all right, calm down, guys, calm down. So communication,
Yep.
humor, it is the height negotiable. Oh God, this could end early for some of us. Oh my God. I'm not a contestant, guys. It's okay. I'm married. Okay, so we'll bring that into the negotiation table later. That's okay. Okay, so now this next one is towards the guys now. Oh my God, I can't get over the height. The same order as we did earlier. It's gonna be Linker, M2K, and then McFarts as well. So, what makes you different? What makes you think that a girl should go for you over everybody else? Linker?
I tend to be a musician.
Oh,
I have played the piano for 14 years now. Maybe
okay. So
15.
musician. All right. That definitely does put
Yeah.
you put you up there. All right. And somebody actually said your sick beard. Oh, nice.
Oh.
All right. So
I,
next
I,
one.
I do have to keep it very well though.
Nice, nice.
I do go once a month to the barber shop
Gotcha.
to
Maintenance.
just yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So M2K. Let
Yeah.
me repeat the question for you, if you will. What makes you different?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
makes you
yeah.
think that a girl should go for you over everybody else?
Well, I feel like if Linker tends to be a musician, I tend to be 7 feet as well.
7.
Because yeah, I tend to be
7?
7 feet.
Holy cow! I'm 6'7" and
7 feet.
I thought I
Oh
was
my God.
strong.
Okay, so you got all right. So 7 feet. You got the third category. All right. So next up, McFarts. What makes you different, and what makes you think that a girl should go for you over everybody else?
Well, definitely humor. Because like, what better way to laugh at any joke first than to laugh at yourself? Because I'm a big fat joke. So when you're around
Oh my
me, I will always be the one that you'll be laughing at, not with.
Oh my.
So
Okay, so I mean that's good. Like like kind of shows that he's grounded. He's funny. He knows not to take himself too seriously. So that's always a good trait to have in a partner. So because if especially if that's what you're looking for, which is what our contestant did say that she's looking for. So like this second question for our female contestant actually ties in to the first one. So mystery girl. Is height a factor, and how much of a factor is it, and is it negotiable? And is your preferred height?
My preferred height is around um 6 feet tall.
Oh, oh.
But I
Wait,
will
hold on,
still
hold on, hold on,
consider.
hold on.
But I will
How
still.
tall are you?
No, no,
I'm
look, you
5'7".
let me ask the questions. Let me ask the questions.
Oh, my bad.
Oh my
bad, man.
God, you got aggressive.
Yo,
Okay, is
hey,
it?
man, sometimes the expectations. My bad, my bad.
It's
Okay,
okay.
so
But I still consider 5 as well.
you consider what?
5'6".
5'6". Oh, negotiable. So it is negotiable. All right. So no love for the short kings.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So is it? Are you five? Are you five? You said you're 5'7". Is it 5'7" with heels or 5'7" without?
Without.
Good. Okay. All right. Next question that we have here. This one is like one might be like a little bit sensitive. For our contestants here does anybody have? And we're gonna start with our mystery girl here. Does anybody have a preference like race wise? Like like this is not meant to be racist. Like obviously more like a cultural thing because let's say like parents or something like that, or maybe you prefer somebody who speaks the same native tongue as you do. That could also be a preference. But does anybody prefer any type of like? Do you prefer to date like in culture, or do you prefer to like? You prefer or don't mind branching out?
I don't mind branching out as long as they're funny.
Mmm. Okay. Okay. All right. So, Linker, is race a
I
factor?
No, absolutely not. Race is
Okay.
not a factor. I just wanted to put out there that I do speak 5 languages. I am a very like branched out
Like well
person.
traveled, like cultured. Yeah.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right. So,
So I do enjoy communicating a lot. So yeah, race is not a factor at all.
gotcha. All right. So, M2K, is race a factor?
I don't think race is a factor.
Okay.
The only concern that I have with that is I would prefer girls that tend to be 5'8".
Like farts. Is race
Right.
a factor?
Race is never effective for me. I am perfectly fine with dating anyone, but based on my dating history,
Okay.
I sort of had like a type. They're mostly
Oh.
South Asians.
South Asians, not Southeast Asians, but South Asians.
Exactly.
Oh,
South
okay.
Asian.
Is it like a culture thing? Is it like you just mesh together like more familiar culture, or which is
I
fine?
think it's more like I seem to be. They tend to gravitate around me. She want me. And I sometimes I'm not picky. I'm like, if you're interested in me, sure, why not?
All right.
Give it a go.
All right, there we go. So, like I said, it has nothing to do with like being racist or anything like that. It's just sometimes, it's just easier to mesh with somebody who grew up in the same culture as you. And sometimes, like, like maybe you branch out in already, and then you found out that like, hey, I'm much more comfortable with this, and this is like what I feel at home with, and that's where it comes to be. So this one is a little bit more lighthearted and probably like easier to take. What job class would you want your ideal partner to be? Mystery girl?
Champ.
Champ! Champ? Oh, any specific reason why?
I think that that player can protect me
Okay.
since I am a support.
Oh, support class. Oh, clues. All right. So, Linker, what class would you prefer your ideal partner to be?
For me, it would be blacksmith.
Blacksmith.
Because since I'm a Synex
Yes.
and Dagger has a little trouble with large mobs.
Okay.
It would be blacksmith.
Okay. All right. M2K
My job preference.
for your ideal partner. Yep.
Oh, this one's rough. Honestly,
What's the first thing that pops in your mind?
it's a part of me that wants an FS because chances are I'm gonna die, and chances are I will overextend,
Mm-hmm.
and chances are we can clear ET in probably less than 5 minutes as long as you res me.
Oh my.
So I would say FS.
RIP to LK users. So nobody farts. You're the last like kind of like saving grace here. Like what class is your ideal partner? Like what would you like them to be? Is it like, and why is it not LK?
See, the best part about me and my partner is she can choose whatever she wants because I'll be supporting you.
Oh. Oh, okay. That is definitely the most unique answer we've had so far, especially like considering the answers in the chat as well. So a man who is willing to cater to your needs and support you in ways that you want to be supported. That I believe that might be a positive according to our
And
chat
it's
here.
not a euphemism, just in case.
Okay. All right. So
No, I can advocate for McFarts. He's a absurdly good support.
there you go.
you.
There you go. Giving credit where credit is due. And so our next question here is, if you were with your partner or future partner, where would your dream destination be, Mystery Girl? And why?
Is it in game or
Well,
is it
you can give me in game and in real life.
okay? For me, Japan.
Japan? Oh, okay. Why Japan? What is it in Japan that would like that you imagine yourself with your partner doing?
Playing games, playing online games.
Wait, you go to Japan just to play online? Wait,
Yeah.
like you're not gonna go anywhere else in Japan? Like maybe like this spring like Sakura Blossom like festival or whatever.
I'll consider that.
Okay. All right. So guys, that's your first clue right there. We got ourselves an introvert. All right, so you might want to factor that into your to your decision. And so Linker, what about you? Dream destination and why?
For me, it is actually also Japan. I do speak Japanese fluently. Um, and it has been my dream destination. And I actually bought a first class ticket to Japan in April next year.
Oh,
So
is that open to two people?
yeah.
Okay, so give us. You said you're fluent in Japanese, right? Can you give us a sample? Like,
Yeah.
in Japanese, say something. Say a destination, and then say what you would like to do in that destination, whether it be like having dinner or having lunch or like sightseeing. Give me one sentence.
リクマリクマリグマバールズ
Ja, Nara ni shika miemasu.
And what does that mean? Because I don't speak Japanese.
That means that I want to go to Nara
Oh,
and watch the deers.
watch and feed the deers. I believe you get to feed them too, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, okay. Like, Matt knows what he's talking about, so that's really good. M2K dream destination and why?
Honestly, kind of want to go to South Korea.
South Korea. Okay, why South Korea?
The reason being is just because we all know their street food is amazing.
Street food.
And as much as I like to stay inside and do nothing, if I was in South Korea, I'd probably go out and eat a lot of food, street food, explore,
Okay,
and take nice
foodie.
pictures everywhere.
Foodie. All
And
right.
then go home and stay inside.
And play inside. Sounds like a plan to me. Sounds like a good time. Farts dream destination and why?
I'm gonna have to say Japan as well,
Oh.
but specific destinations
Oh,
because I am a huge nerd and I would definitely go to Shibuya. As
Shibuya.
my first place, yes.
Okay.
Because everyone knows what Shibuya is good for. I'm sure everyone.
There we
knows
go.
that.
All right. Okay. So for you guys who don't know what it is, I'll leave you guys to Google that in your own time, and that would be that might a lot of people are familiar with that, but like to some who don't know it, that'll be a learning experience for you. So next question that we have here: how crucial is punctuality, and what are your thoughts on it?
So for me, it's important, especially when we're actually going out. So punctuality really has a meaning for me, has a deep meaning for me.
Yeah. So is there any like leeway? Is like what would be if somebody, let's say somebody got late, what would be like a level, what's the level of like excuse they would like accept, and how much would you tolerate?
If it's a family emergency,
Family emergency. Okay. So let's say they got caught up in traffic. You think that like that's their fault, or do you think like they should have left like the house earlier, or do you think that's like something that's just unlucky, or
for
is that a
me,
cop out?
that's just like unlucky.
That's just unlucky, and you think that's like excusable. Like, but how many times would they use traffic as an excuse before you're like, okay, this is a problem?
3 times.
3 times. Strike 3, you're out. Okay. All right. So Linker. Now,
For me, 1 is enough, 2 is too much,
What?
and for me,
3 is you're out.
1 is enough, 2 is too much, 3, it's not excusable anymore.
Oh man, what's the statute of limitations on that? Okay. Linker. Punctuality.
Yep.
Thoughts.
I am a very, very, very punctual person. So, For me, being late is a problem.
Why is it a problem?
So it is a problem because I know the
Is it like, do you think it's like
the
like the respect of your, like, towards your time, or is it like,
yeah
yeah? Okay, so it's more like
because
a
like
respect thing, right?
I yeah yeah.
Gotcha. F2, I can already see chat. F2K punctuality and your thoughts on it.
I'm gonna be straight up honest. Shit, I'm always late. I'm barely awake at 6 a.m. I mean, I'm here. Don't get me wrong, I'm here. I'm just not here. So honestly, damn, I don't know. All I can say is you'll probably expect me to be late most of the times. Not really any excuses other than I probably got lazy or I probably overslept.
Mhm.
But you know, I'll be there. I think that's all that matters, right? As long as you're there.
As long as you're not, as long as you're there. Well, what I think it would be a problem if you're like 4 hours late. No?
No, I mean it's never to that extent. Right?
Okay,
It's
all right. That's
more or less.
it's more like you
I
like
want to be late.
like a few minutes to
There's
spare.
yeah, like there's no shot if we plan a date at let's say 8 p.m. I'm gonna be there at 7:59 or 8:01 or 8. But I promise you, I'll be there.
It's Ty said it's true. He's always late. Rick farts. Punctuality and your thoughts on it.
I don't really have a solid answer for this because there are a lot of factors that goes into how certain people react to situations.
Mhm.
Sometimes people are tardy not because they are tardy, it's because of outside factors. So
Okay.
if I mean, like, I myself am a person who tends to go late as well because if you guys know, KL's traffic is kind of shite. So we drive or we don't drive or we just get around. It's just insane. You'll always be late. Ask any Malaysians and they'll tell you like we're always late and everything. So yeah. But
All right.
coming back to the point, I'm okay if that my partner is a little bit late as well, as long as the point of the fact is you're here, you made it. You're late, but you're still here,
Yeah.
and that counts for something. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So like better late than never. Right. So like definitely some like different answers coming out here, like, which is very unique answers I've heard so far, which is really good. I like that. You know, we have people that who don't tolerate it, people who are very the embodiment of being late, and then we have somebody who's like a lot more open minded. So that's really good. Now moving on to the next one here. This one's like a bit of a short question, but it's gonna be followed up by like kind of like a more detailed question here. So the first one is here. It's gonna be call or text, and why? Which one do you prefer?
For me, that'll be call because that's when I can express myself.
Okay. Is it because you think like if you're chatting, you're easier to misunderstand?
Yeah.
So your way of communication definitely has a lot of indication towards the tonality of your voice, is what I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, Linker. Call or text, and why?
For me, none. I very much prefer communication in person, so I would mostly text so that we could meet.
Oh, okay. So no call, just text to communicate to meet somewhere, and then actually talk in person. Okay.
Yeah,
That was a good. That was a.
I don't have any notifications on my phone.
There you go.
So I might tend to ignore people who are texting me or calling me.
Gotcha.
I much prefer
In person.
in person.
Gotcha. All right, that was a very unique approach to that question. Actually, I was not expecting. That's pretty big brain. M2K, call or text, and why?
Honestly, I would prefer calling just because chances are if you text me, not going to see the notification.
Mm-hmm.
Communication is key, right? I mean, you can't really meet up with someone in person unless you call or text them, probably.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to
True.
walk the streets and all of a sudden find someone or find your girlfriend
True.
unless you're just following her around. I would say call though. Most definitely call, just because tone of voice means everything, right? You can depict a text one way, but honestly, if it's said a different way,
Mm-hmm.
then I mean,
Very
you know,
true. A
it's
lot of
hard to really
misunderstandings.
tell. Yeah, but
Yeah.
honestly, if it were really up to me, you'd probably have to email me. Pretty busy.
Yeah.
I could have my accountant, check out my email for me.
Gotcha. Okay. So the McFarts, call or text, and why?
Strange as it may seem, I actually prefer texting because
Ooh.
yeah, because I mean my occupation is I'm a writer, so go with something that's along my strength. And when I'm more of an introvert, I don't really like to meet people too much. Like if I meet people for dates, I definitely need to bring a couple of beers first, because if I don't have that, boy, do I just sit there and just have existential crisis, and just they'll be staring at me like, why are you just
Gotcha.
zoning out on me about
Exactly. All right.
this?
So basically, as a writer, you're just like a lot more fluent, a lot more fluid with your words. You communicate a lot better with through your
Yes.
vocabulary. All right. Okay. That's really good. That I was again, bro. You guys keep surprising me. This is your answers are very unique and very varied, which is really good. So again, this next question is going to be. You guys are probably going to be talking quite a bit on this one, just because this next one is going to be, what is your favorite pastime or hobby? What led you to that, and why do you enjoy it?
Like for me, I like playing online games, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The main reason is like I'm more like McFarts. I'm an introvert, and that's my only way or my only key to gain access with people, since I actually don't go out a lot.
Okay, so introvert, like I said earlier, introvert. Linker.
I cannot say with certainty that it is a pastime, but
Mhm.
I absolutely love to play fighting games.
Fighting games.
Yeah. Street Fighter 6 just came out a week ago, and that's what I've been like mostly interested on. So yeah, probably I would say playing fighting games.
Playing fighting games. All right, M2K. What is your favorite pastime slash hobby? How did you get to it, and what are your thoughts on it?
Damn. Well, it's quite obvious. We really like to play games. Everyone here likes to play games.
Yeah,
We like waking up early. We like spending time with each other to play games.
true.
I would say primarily pastime would be sleeping, watching anime,
Okay.
right? We also, play games a lot. For me, I started off strictly FPS. I still sort of am not really strictly FPS, just because kind of,
Branching
got
out.
burnt out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of branching out, kind of got burnt out. Especially playing a game for so long like Counter-Strike, and then we moved to Valorant, and personally for me, the grind on Valorant just took a lot out of me.
Because as far as I know, you
Four
used to
times.
play pro, right, for a team.
Yeah, so I've played on Valorant with Genji. I've played with C9 Academy alongside TSM Academy for
Ooh.
Valorant. Yeah, I've made top 50 in NA region. So for all you SEA EU players, you guys are pretty trash.
Oh
NA is the
my god.
best. I'm gonna put it out there.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Hey, back to the question.
Oh my
Yeah, honestly, pastime. Yeah, I just like to sleep. I like to sleep, and I like to, watch anime and
Oh my
play
God.
games with my
That's
friends.
good. That's a good hobby.
So FPS and trash talking. All right, move on to farts. Farts. Any pastime and hobby, and how did you get to it, and what are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I think I'm a little bit. I mean, like I'm not properly diagnosed, but this is more like self-diagnosed. I'm like, I think I have ADHD, and I kind of picked up something, and then I'm just like, I'm bored with this now. But the varying things that I've liked doing in the past have included uh, picking up guitar, which like
Ooh,
somewhere there, I'm not sure what's going on. Electric guitar, because I like rock music.
okay,
uh, um, tabletop RPG. I played two types, Pathfinder as well as D&D. Really fun
gotcha.
because it's really fun to just go into a narrative and like play a character, like actually play a character, and the role playing
Yeah,
aspect is
we love
and
RPGs.
yeah, so that, and also obviously binge watching TV series. Like I watch all the campy stuff, everything from CW.
Amen.
Yes.
Okay, so this one right here is like the main course after the appetizers that you just got in the second to the previous like question, and then the previous question that you guys just answered. Um, what's one thing you did that made you feel the most alive? And I want you to walk me through that experience, before it, your mindset going into it, during it, and towards the end, and then after. So, what was the one thing that you did that made you feel the most alive?
For me, when I traveled in Barcelona alone, it's like exploring a place and a culture that I don't know for the first time.
Hmm,
Especially when I walk in Sagrada Familia at that time, I'm so amazed with the structure and the architecture that was made.
damn. So, walk me through that whole experience, right? It's like you're saying that this is the experience that made you feel the most alive. So, going into it, before you even got there, like what was it like? How did you feel? Like why was this something that like once you did it made you feel the most alive? Like, is it like nerve wracking? Was it nerve wracking? Was it your first time going on vacation somewhere alone?
Yes, indeed. It's my first time traveling alone. And also, well, um, just like what I mentioned
Hmm,
a while ago, I'm an introvert. So I'm not that fun with people.
big step. All right. So like going into it, right? Like you're going in alone. Did your family have anything to say about it? Were they like a little bit worried? Just like wow, like you're this like we know you as this introvert, and all of a sudden you're just going over there, to a foreign country,
Mhm.
alone.
Yeah.
So they were very worried. And then once you got there, let's say like you're at the airport, you're finally like going through the gates, you're going to the plane, and then you like you're on your way there. Walk me through that experience. Like how was that feeling? Was it surreal? Was it like just nerve wracking? Was it a breath of like a sigh of relief or
It's actually nerve-wracking because I'm not sure if my money is enough to sustain my needs during those time.
mm-hmm.
So uh that's it, I guess.
Damn. So you really went on an actual adventure. Like you going in like you're starting off like an RPG, like zero copper in your
Mhm.
wallet and everything, and you're going to a foreign land. Like you're gonna be going people's home, like breaking bases and like seeing if there's like gems in there or something.
You're right
So
about that.
that is pretty nerve wracking. I gotta say, like if I came in there like with like not unsure of like if I'm going to be if my finances are like gonna be enough, that is pretty nerve wracking, and especially for an introvert, that's a pretty huge step. Like that's very ballsy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so kudos to you on that. So like after that, like no, the aftermath of that, like on your let's say like you're on your way home, it's about to end. Like how does that feel? Was it is it like do you feel relief or did you feel like fulfilled?
I feel so fulfilled.
Like you're proud of yourself, right? It's a proud moment. And then
Yes.
when you step what was that? What was that process like? Stepping back into the Philippines, right? Like you land in the airport, right? You get your luggage. How did that feel?
Uh,
Back to reality,
After, yeah, it's like you're back at the reality and you need to work again right after.
but you felt energized, renewed, almost
Yes.
like a new person. Would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that like did that inspire you? So like at one point in time, maybe you want to do it again, or did you want to do it with somebody else?
I want to do it with somebody else. Because
With
in that way, I will not be lost in the subway again.
subways, man. Like your first time going through them, and that map does not make any sense. So, all right, that was not an answer that I was expecting from you, especially since you at the very beginning you did present yourself as an introvert. So that is definitely something very surreal for like an introvert to experience. So, next up we have Linker. So Linker, what's the one thing that made you feel the most alive? And I want you to walk me through that experience.
Yep. For me, it would have to be the very first time I went to the United States. I went on 2013 to play at a Street Fighter tournament. I
Evo?
won a tournament here in Brazil, and that that winning like provided me with the chance to go to the US. So I went to Las Vegas back in 2013.
2013. Was
And
that the Daigo
well,
tournament where he
Daigo
was?
was there, but it was not the full parry situation. The full
Okay.
parry situation was in 2020 2004.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to the US for the first time with everything paid for me, and one of my best friends, and this is a quote unquote context, because he was one of my best friends because he was a Japanese player that came to Brazil, and
Okay.
I was the only Brazilian that could speak Japanese and could actually communicate with them.
Yeah, gotcha.
He
So
was also there.
how was that like? So right before you decided you're going to the US, right? So how was that feeling? The fact when you won that when like as you're about to win that tournament and then as you won that tournament, how did that feel?
As I was about, there's no description because
Surreal.
you cannot think about anything else. You can only think about the match. That's the only thing you can think about. As I was going, it was the greatest feeling I have ever felt.
Nice. And then as you got, let's say, like, what was it? What about that experience as you got into the venue, just looking around, seeing everything unfold before your eyes?
It was the most absurd feeling I have ever felt. It was just insanely absurd. I could not think about anything else. It was just there. I was actually there. And this is considering the fact that for the week previous to that, I was already in Las Vegas, but I was just like touring, seeing the hotels, seeing like Caesar's Palace and all of that. But when I got there, it was it was
Amazing.
indescribable.
Gotcha. and then as like everything else was like wrapping up in that like that tournament, right? Like let's say like again you're on like the tournament's done, everybody's cheering, and then like there's always like in any type of like let's say like event that you go to, there's always that moment afterwards where like you've
like
been having
the
such a
realization, right?
yeah, you've been having such a good time,
yeah.
and then the realization kind of sets in once like people are starting to like get up and then like start to walk out of the venue, and then you know that it's over. And then like a lot of the
Yep,
times if you're having a
yep.
great time, right? For example, you don't want it to end, but you know that it's over. Like
Yep.
what how did you
You do not want it to end, but it did end, and that's one of the reasons why I am so like um committed to Street Fighter 6 now that just came out last week. Because I want to feel that again.
nice. All right. So, I do hope that that's something that you get. I'd be happy for you if you get that one. So that was a that was definitely a unique take. I was not expecting an Evo take over that question. That's amazing, right? So L2K, um, what's the one thing that you did that made you feel the most alive? And I want you to walk me through that experience.
Can I tell you two things?
Go ahead.
First thing that made me feel alive was failing 24 blessed taps on my weapon
Oh my.
before I got to plus 15. I failed 25 times, 13 to 14 blessed. Like to put it out there, it was blessed because, burnt a hole in my pockets, but I felt alive, you know what I mean? When it finally tapped and I heard the different noise.
20
But,
sounds
dude,
of
let me tell
failure,
you,
one sound of success, huh?
yeah, that fucking feeling after 23 times and then 24 times, I don't think anything's ever gonna beat that. I guess my realistic answer would be
Oh my god.
yo, stop, you're making me laugh. I'm trying to be serious.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm trying. No, my serious answer would have to be my accomplishments. At I guess not really a young age, but I would say at an earlier point in my life. Like for example, being able to, buy out my car in full, which wasn't cheap. Alongside being able to afford buying a house. At
Yeah.
this age, which it's like I said, it's not the fact I would say a young age. I would say an early portion of my life. So the feeling, it feels good. There's no real way to explain ecstasy in regards to like that feeling,
Yeah.
right? The feeling that you get to wake up and you get to say like, one, I have no car payments because I paid my car out in full. And two, I was able to buy my house in full. So honestly, the realistic question or the realistic answer to the feeling of it, it just feels amazing. You wake up and you just think about it, but it's hard to put into words how like exciting it is to be able to, I guess, not really flex it, but let other people know it's possible.
Like, I'd say probably like, proud. What would you say? Accomplished?
I would say accomplished over proud just because, I mean, being proud, right? I guess you want someone to be proud of you. I don't think you're ever really proud of yourself because if you're proud of yourself, you probably limited yourself to, a standard or an expectation. So I would say accomplished more or less than proud.
Accomplished. All right. And then after you seal
Yeah.
that deal, it's just like,
Yeah, exactly. Like writing, like literally seeing the money leave your bank account. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that hurts. Don't get me wrong, because like I said, I failed a total of 45 times blessed tapping from 14 to 15 or 13, 14, 15. But Hey, at least I gotta say I have a car and a house.
Gotcha. All right. So, um, damn, that's and you're young, so that being able to like achieve that is it's
Yeah.
pretty good. So like farts,
26, 7 days ago.
26. Ooh. McFarts. So what's the one thing that you did that made you feel the most alive? And then walk me through that experience.
By comparison, I think mine's kind of dull, but I think when I first got my tattoo, because I was
That's
brought up
huge in Southeast
very-
Asia.
Yeah, it is. Because I was raised in a household where tattoo is like taboos, like don't get that ink, it's permanent, it's you're doing the devil's worship and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, it took me a while before I really wanted to get a tattoo because like the process of getting the tattoo, you have to know exactly why you want it. I mean, like if you're getting it sober, yes. If you're getting it like like you're going to Vegas and just like, why did I have Freemason on my chest? Oh, that's a different story.
Yeah.
So my first tattoo is actually on my arm.
Can you show it to us on?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I can't show you, so you gotta like bang your head, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
this font. If you can see, the font is actually based off one of my favorite games of all time, which is Diablo from Blizzard. I'm a long-time Blizzard fan, and Diablo, I've been playing since 1. Every single Diablo game, every single book, everything. So I'm like a Diablo lore pundit.
Including the new one, Diablo 4.
Before.
You can ask Freddy what my character level is.
Yeah, see, I haven't logged into that game since like day 2, bro.
Exactly.
All right.
So like, the tattoo I got was based off the font from Diablo, but the phrase itself, the phrase says, "He who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man," is actually based off a poet back in the 1600s. His name was Samuel Thompson. And he is a satirical poet that tells he always challenges people because back then in the 1600s poets are usually just like a more sophisticated version of a court jester. They just are we're smart and blah 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 and pompous and stuff like that. But he decided to challenge the status quo and say like why are we having this hierarchy? It's demeaning. People are people and stuff like this.
And that's basically
and that in itself has inspired a lot of things that inspired me.
Yeah.
In the sense that like if you're a fan of Avenged Sevenfold, literally Bad Country, the song is actually based off Fear and Loathing from Las Vegas. And they did use that quote in the book by Samuel Thompson. I remember it's a gonzo journalistic book.
All right. So like would you say like again like I want you to walk me through that experience a little bit too, like in the beginning. It's like you feel nervous, like knowing that like your family would be like very opposed to it. And how did it feel planning it, getting their perception, and then actually doing it?
I just decided that I don't want to be tied down by things that I don't agree with, especially culture and Asian upbringing. We always have this cycle of bringing down, how do you say, toxic culture. Like if you watch Everything Everywhere All at Once, that pretty much sums up a lot of us from Asia that we're suffering from. So I decided to make a stand for myself. I say like the best way to tell people that I am not going to listen and follow blindly because I've had enough of this is by making a statement.
Hey.
What better statement than getting a tattoo?
And that's basically your feeling like after the fact, right? It's like breaking the chains a little bit to challenge the status quo. So if that's an attractive trait for a contestant here, you never know. So I know that was like a little bit deep. So yeah.
Fatty, can I step in real quick and say something to McFarts?
Yeah.
As a person that also, I guess, has tattoos, right? I can really respect your story. I got to put it out there that that's really respectable, really commendable. Especially, I mean, I'm not gonna get into my story of all my tattoos, right? Because my tattoos also have meanings and whatnot to them. But I will relate to you in regards to the whole taboo thing, alongside you doing it and your story to it. So I have to say that that's really commendable and really like respectable of you.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. And I think we all share the same sentiment here when we
You
say,
know, I I was my farts. I was at BlizzCon 2018, which was the Diablo Immortals announcement one.
Oh my god, the Rachel
I
guy.
was
I
at
remember that.
I was at the "Don't you guys have phones"
gotcha.
situation.
All right. So the next question we have isn't so deep. Um, roller coasters, yes or no?
Hell no. Yo, oh my bad, my bad.
Oh my god.
For me, it's a big no.
It's a
I'm
big
afraid
no.
of heights, and I'm not a fan of adrenaline rush.
Oh, okay, okay. It's a big no. Linker, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely yes. And I, for the love of God, am looking towards like going to Disney World and Universal and all of that again. Yes, I'm looking into that because yeah, it is a big yes for me.
All right. So and then M2K. I think you already know your
Yeah,
answer.
what's up? Yeah, but I'm gonna say it again. Hell no.
Hell no.
I will gladly wait for you at the end of the roller coaster. I will wait in line with you. I will save your spot in line. I'll hold your fucking bag, but I ain't riding that shit. You guys got me fucked up. Sorry, excuse
Like,
my language, but fuck no, hell no,
you're gonna get
hell no.
demonetized.
Sorry,
McFarts.
yo, I'll
Yes
pay
or
for
no?
everything.
McFarts.
I'm a believer of trying everything at least once. Yeah,
Mmm.
yeah. So I have not taken. I mean, like there's different levels of roller coasters around the world. So like
Yeah.
there are different ones that loopy and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind trying at least once, and I probably will puke after that and everything. But hey, you only live once. Might as well.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
You got
So
really close. You want to live again?
Yeah.
yeah. So let's see here. So we're gonna go ahead and because like we're running short on time here. I don't want to keep people too far away. So what we're actually going to do now is I'm gonna go ahead and bring our Money Test 5 and our mystery female contestant down to the channel below, and then they're going to be discussing who decides to be the winner, or who is going to be the winner, and then we do have we luckily we did have some sponsors, so like based on that sponsorship, what we're going to do is we're actually going to share it with the winner and the female contestant as well, so that we're going forward into the future, like hopefully maybe we have bigger, better rewards, and yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and move people down a channel now. So you guys,
In that meantime, will we still be streamed?
no, I'm actually gonna go down there with them, and then I'm gonna go ahead and announce, is going to be like the winner. Again, this is a for fun event, and again, like this is not like no, there's nothing 100% serious about this. So again, I appreciate you guys coming in. If you have to go for the night, feel free to
Wait,
go for the night, and I'll be back here after we discuss. Like maybe like we'll have like a 10-minute discussion down there.
wait, fatty question.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you technically mute this part, or do you just want us to be off your stream? because realistically, we'd be able to hear everything, right?
Oh yeah, you'll be able to hear. Yeah, it's okay. It's like if you want to listen in, go ahead and listen in. It's if you find the humor in it, go ahead and listen in if you want to, but
Okay.
do so at your own risk. All right, guys.
He's here.
So
Hi, Patty.
so
Hi.
how's it going? How's everybody? Everybody enjoy that experience?
It's
Was
just
it?
the three of them. If it was
just
five of them, it's hard.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, it's
do
good
you
that it's
guys
only two.
think that male contestants are better than 5?
Nope.
The more the
5
merrier.
is much better, I
5
guess.
is much
Yeah,
better.
those-
Okay, so we'll work on getting 5. Like the next one, we were supposed to have 5, but then we had people who, kind of backed out last minute. Got cold feet, and people shouldn't have cold feet because this is not like this is not even an actual dating game. It's just for fun. It's just like a good vibes type of experience, right? And
Yeah.
there's gonna be some prizes as well. So
Yeah, who knows?
based on what you guys have heard and based on what you guys like listen to, we'll start with Mystery Girl first. We'll start with Mystery Girl first. What is your opinion, like off the gate, like right before these guys influence your decision and kind of like give you like a different perspective? What was your overview? Like run me through like the 5 contestants. We can start with Linker first. What's your thoughts on Linker?
I think that I like Linker. When he answers his question, he actually provides us his experience towards the questions that you give to them, and also um what's the name again of the second one? Is it M2K?
M2KY, yeah.
M2K, M2KY. Well, I can't say anything about M2K. But I like
That sounds like a bad sign.
Macfar's personality during the interview.
Mm.
He's so
Mm.
warm, and it's like he's easy to talk to.
Easy to talk to.
Yes, and
Okay.
he's quirky as well.
Quirky as well. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, indeed.
Okay. And then what about our very own McFarts? What are your thoughts on our boy?
I have no comment, no words.
No comment, really? Like no comment? Okay. All right. So
Well, I
we can leave it at
do
that.
relate. Yeah,
Okay.
I can relate with Macfar's, but I think we're not going to click since we're both introvert. He's the introvert one, right?
Oh, are they to some degree kind of introverted? It's just varying degrees of being introverted. Like some of them might be considered like omnivert.
Mm.
Yeah. So, all right. So that is the thoughts of our mystery girl. And now we are going to get the opinion of our Marites 5. And just in case you guys don't know what Marites means, Marites is basically a Filipino slang that means like usually it's like the group of aunties that like go gather in the neighborhood to like gossip with each other. That's what they are, and that's why we had them listen into the conversation because they're technically trying to like quote unquote gossip after and then like kind of share their thoughts and maybe influence our mystery girl's decision on who the winner is. So, guys, thoughts, anything? Who do you like? Who do you think? Who do you guys like? What do you guys like think about their answers? Who do you like more?
I think let me start. I think actually I am kind of invested in one person on the three of them. So
You
it's
got
like
the bias already.
yeah, I think it will be who's that again? McFarts.
Oh,
I think he's more sincere. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can relate with him more in my position. I think because
okay.
I think I know this mystery person already. I have an idea who is it. So in my opinion, it's like maybe you'll click with him more than the others. But still, at the end of the day, it's still up to you. But I'm just saying that I think he's sincere. He's funny. You want someone funny, right? So
Mhm.
so maybe I think he has the humor. he has it. Probably the height. I don't know about the height, but you
Yeah,
can
I
work on
also
it.
M2 got
offered the
the
height.
height, bro.
You can
M2
work
got
on
the
the
height.
height somewhere. Yeah, you can work on it.
Six
I
feet.
believe. Yeah, I believe when the guy makes you laugh, your eyes is being closed, so you will not see the height anymore.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
my take.
I feel like we do all have like our biases, we have our preferences, but sometimes, sometimes maybe somebody will enter your life and that person is so amazing that like you forget all notions of like what you want from somebody
Yeah,
physically.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm. The checklist will not be there. I mean, it's just that's your basis, but at the end of the day, it will be not important that much.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Thoughts? That's
I'll go next.
Shrine.
Uh, Clearly, you got a huge variety of men here. We have a romanticist, a Giga Chad, and an intellectual.
Oh, yep.
Ooh.
That is true. That is very true.
So yeah, uh, I don't know what our mystery person prefers at the moment, but based on her uh, description earlier, I think I would go with Maestro. I actually like McFarts.
McFart. So we got 2 votes for McFart so far from our Matic
Yeah, I'd
Test
stay
5.
on my friends because since you're introvert, he will most likely respect your space if you tend to go and be alone for some time. That's the point of being an introvert. You most likely go go and be alone on sometimes you don't want people. So you most likely respect you on that one.
Okay. All right. So Lolly.
I'll go with Linker.
All right. Vote for
He's
Linker.
very chill.
Okay.
He knows Japanese.
Ooh.
Alright.
I fucking wave.
And he also likes some different games. So you can just spice it up, like play different games. And he's not an introvert, right?
Not particularly. I would say like he's a bit of an omnivert. I'd say like he's very like they I think they're all very adaptable. We know like I guess like McFarce just have like a lot more. Probably the one leaning more towards like being like a complete introvert. But I believe some of them to some degree are varying types of like omniverts. It's just that like they're leaning towards like one side a little bit more, with varying degrees. So let's see, Frantic. I know you're looking forward to this one, buddy. So saving the best for last here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I just believe that opposites attract. So I think M2KY is the opposite of our mystery person because he's actually someone who's more spoken and like has more charisma. And on a gamer perspective, if you want faster ET runs and whatnot, just go for M2KY.
Oh my god.
Oh, we're basing it with rebates now, huh?
Yeah, if you're gonna look at that criteria,
This is
just go
the
for
event that's not
M2KY.
supposed to be pay to win, motherfucker. No.
Oh my god, that should
Oh,
be
I'm
the
sorry,
first
bro.
We're
question.
gonna base
What is your top
rebates.
up? What is your rebate? What tier are you in rebate? Oh my god.
Oh, sorry.
Oh shit.
Let's repeat this again. I think that's the first question.
Oh my god. Okay. Fuck. Alright, so
Linker's also a great singer.
Oh yeah.
No, but McFart is a writer. He will
Now,
write the
basically,
letters for. Oh my.
Linker, I think he's a romanticist. He's a musician, and yeah, he likes to go on trips. And I heard you like to go on trips. You both like to go in Japan.
Yeah.
M2 is set, bro. He has a house. He has a
Yeah.
car.
Oh.
You just need to go in. You just need to go in.
You're set for life.
McFarts
Oh
is
my God.
he said he's a writer, right? So he's intellectual. He's very deep. Very. I think if you try to talk to him like one on one about topics, I think you'll go in too deep that you can't climb the rabbit hole. Just my opinion.
Oh,
I agree.
Yeah, that makes sense.
oh my god.
So such a Marites, this guy.
We just embodied
But
I love it. I love it though. This is like the embodiment of a body test. It has to be this raw. It has to be this like because let's be real. Like the aunties in the neighborhood, they don't care about your feelings. They just want to gossip. This is how it should be. This is perfect. So thank you guys. So far we have 3 votes from Emeritus. They have 3 votes for McFarts, right? We have 1 vote for Linker, and we also have 1 vote for M2KY. Now, obviously, the answer still lies in our mystery person. So bringing like taking into like perspective like their answers, and if you guys have anything more to say, keep keep going. But like I'm just telling that our contestant now that like the answer still lies within her. It's just that like whether you get influenced by our test 5's like opinions and gossip and chismes, it's all up to you. So if our test 5 is done with their assessment, so to speak, are you?
I think you should go with McFarts. I'm telling you. You should force
M2 if you want to go. Juperos, ET.
Yeah.
Team rewards.
That's what I'm saying.
I know it's if it's about the game, then okay.
Yeah.
If you want to do something more personal, I think you should have a go with him. With McFarts, of course. We'll support you.
We'll support.
You should choose McFarts. No, I'm just joking. We'll support you whoever you choose.
You will support me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not financially. Only
Ollie's
mentally.
holding back.
Only mentally.
Dolly. What is your comment? You're linkers, man. Come on.
Linker looks like a warrior. He will protect you in real life.
Linker will shield a sure strike for you, I think. He will be your safety wall.
Also, singer, right? You're gonna go to concerts.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, also he has ticket. I think he has ticket for Japan already.
Yeah,
So
you're gonna experience different things.
Different things.
He is also very fluent Japanese.
yeah. You have to study Japanese now. That is one requirement.
Watashi no anata daisuki. Like that, right?
Wow. I think Lauren.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I think we have a new contestant for next week.
Yeah. You should not be in Marites.
He should be a
Why
contestant.
are you here, Lolly?
I'll tell you now. Okay, so we're all done, and our mystery girl. It all comes down to you, but before you say your answer, and this is only because like we respect people's privacy, and if they want to reveal themselves, then obviously, because this is all for fun, right? Like, so we don't want to force people to do things that they don't want to do here. So our mystery girl, if you would be so kind to, if you're with your consent, and if you're comfortable with it, to turn on your camera, or a lesser version that you might become more comfortable would probably be log in your actual account and then hop on the channel below us, and I can pull you in here so our contestants who are also in the chat can finally see who the mystery person is.
Sure.
Oh,
I'm not gonna be surprised.
you know the voice?
Yeah.
You know the
Yeah,
voice?
I
Oh my
I
god.
actually had an idea about
Yeah.
it.
The moment she speaks, she spoke.
There he is.
We already know.
Oh my god.
Oh my. We get some loli fans in there. We get some loli fans and some loli haters, bro.
Sorry, English very bad.
English very bad. We get some Japanese appreciators and some lowly Japanese haters in here. But we know what it is. We're just all about love here. Like we're not a bunch of haters here, even though it usually does tend to be the thing with like Marites and like the neighborhood. But this is all good vibes. This is all love. So like we don't appreciate like all that hate here. We don't care about all that. So we love loli. Now I don't love lolis. I love loli the person, not the actual. I'm gonna get canceled. We're gonna
change your name.
We're gonna demonetize, right? I'm gonna get demonetized, and we're also gonna get. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull. You guys probably see up there already. This is our mystery person. So our mystery person, Angel Shot.
Oh my god!
Out of the three, very handsome, very talented, very passionate, and very awesome individuals out of the three, have you decided to pick to be our winner?
Beach. Ma, part.
MK2Y, he has more charisma as Marites has. Linker is a romantic, but still, I choose McFarts. He's funny, he's adaptable, and he might understand me more.
I have to apologize.
No.
Yes, the Marites has won.
Oh, the Marites votes have won. They have successfully influenced the result of this competition. So, okay, be honest with me here. Before they gave their 2 cents, because like with your opinion before, it didn't look like that you were gonna go for McFarts. So, be honest with me here. Were you influenced by the Marites 5's answers, and at what point were you convinced that they were right?
Actually, Inqui enlightened me with my decision.
Oh, inquisitive.
Yeah.
How?
With all his description about McFarce, I think we're going to click.
So, what part of his description can you give me a quote? What part of it exactly, or like it doesn't have to be verbatim. What part of the quote exactly changed your mind?
He's fun. He's adaptable. He's an introvert. He can understand me more because we're both introverts, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, Inquisitive the influencer. Holy So congratulations to McFarts. Unfortunately, McFarts did have an appointment with a friend after this one, but he's going to be very happy to find out that he has won the competition. We did pull a bit of a Steve Harvey there with the results. But like, congratulations to McFarts again. There is going to be rewards for our contestants, and thank you to our sponsors. And it's going to be up to our contestants if they want to win the Nyans, or they want it as like in USD or cash. I'll go ahead and contact you guys after the competition, and that pretty much concludes the episode 1 of our kind of like a parody of the fact that like there are more people having successful relationships in Ragnarok Online Origin than probably Tinder, right? So thank you everybody for coming to our show. Rue is a dating game, a for fun, a good vibe show brought to you by the Dynasty community. Again, we'll also try to branch out and bring more contestants who are interested in winning, rewards for our future episodes. Again, our female contestants will automatically be a winner, obviously, for putting themselves out there. And same thing with our guys as well. Again, thank you everybody for coming through. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and hopefully there's going to be a second episode. So everybody, have a good night, and until next time, bye.
Final answer.
Thank you.
Angel, final answer.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh god.
Thank you.
M2.
M2, you're set.
M2. Oh, we got fans
Thank
for all the
you. Thank you.
contestants. Good night, guys. Thank you, everybody.